Hi everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Sales Mindset Growth Club TV show. Blah, blah, blah.
So you add that one after the other one, and then that
Yeah.
will make a really good set.
The amount of times I've got this wrong. Hi everyone, and welcome to an... You
So
ready?
I was looking at that.
3, 2... Hi everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Sales Growth Club TV show. I'm Chris, and I'm here with Steve.
Hi Chris, hi all.
Okay, you all know us, but we have to give you something useful to take away from us. So what can we give?
Oh, I don't know, what?
That was shit, actually. Oh, I was going with that. Fatigue setting in. What you don't know is we actually record these videos back to back.
Well, you probably do because we wear the same clothes, we sit in
for
the
the whole
same
month.
place.
Yeah. So after a month, after like 4 videos, we're like, what are we talking about? That's why I've had the cough for a month.
Yeah. My hair hasn't grown for a month.
Yeah. Probably look different a month later out in the street. Of course, it's all live. Okay, ready? Gonna go. 3, 2, 1. Hi everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Sales Growth Club TV show. I'm Chris, and I'm here with Steve.
Hi Chris, hi everyone.
How you doing?
Really good.
Excellent. Right.
How are you?
I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm brilliant. We're coming to the end of the month.
Yeah.
So pretty much all the bank holidays are now either way.
Well, we're on the home straight now. I daren't think about counting how many months left.
Yeah.
But let's not get into that
Yeah.
conversation
Yeah.
yet.
Shit. Bank holidays. There was none in bloody.
There was none. I didn't want to say out.
Oh, see what I mean? This is the issue trying to film. Ready? 3, 2. Hi everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Sales Growth Club TV show. I'm Chris, and I'm here with Steve.
Hi Chris, hi everybody.
How you doing?
Pretty fantastic.
Excellent.
How are you?
I'm great. I'm great.
Good.
We're pretty much like halfway through the year now.
I know, unbelievable.
Yeah.
Sun's out, we're good to go.
So we're continuing talking about networking.
Yeah.
This week we said that we'll give some top tips.
Right?
You know, we give people an overview. We've talked about people's frustrations, and good frustrations, by the way. People come back with those frustrations.
Yeah.
Yeah, amazing to see that. Talked about the results last week.
We did.
So top tips. So let's give some really sharp top tips. Let's start with one of my favourite. What should you take to a network meeting?
Well, your A game.
Yeah, you definitely should.
Right.
High levels of energy.
High levels of an authentic level of energy. Let's not fake it, right? But there's a Thursday morning networking event that I go to for breakfast, and the Wednesday night before is pub quiz night, which tends to be slightly social. So the Thursday morning, I have to really make sure before I go in that I'm really working myself out. Otherwise, I could go and be quite lazy. So I think you take your A game.
So tip number 1: never party on a school night.
Yeah, that is tip number 1. But it always has been. But always take your A game. But just think about the impact, right? So have your business cards.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, I have been to places where people have forgotten to take their business cards.
Or the one I get recently is I no longer have business cards.
I know, because I'm on this e-card thing.
Yeah. Cool. How many times have we been to a network venue that has no mobile phone signal?
Yeah, loads. So I think this is right. So take the business cards. If you've got leaflets or brochures that explain, do remember to take some in, because I found when I get in those one-on-one situations, the benefit of having it to talk through is really powerful. Instead of saying, I do this, let me show you. The credibility, the professionalism just really, really helps. And I think the third one you take along, if you have one of these pop-up things and they allow you to take them, it just creates that visual impact. Maybe someone will take a picture, it'll be posted around, so it'll get noticed.
It's not just about turning up and talking about yourself, it's making sure that you've got as much visibility as possible and you got as much stuff that they can take away with them as possible.
Well, that's totally right. I mean, when I set up the business 2 years ago, I would just turn up with me.
Yeah.
And I didn't make half the impact that I probably do now by having those things and that structure in my networking.
Brilliant. Number 2, cost and time.
Yeah, so we touched this in a number of weeks, but I think set yourself a budget and work to that budget. And that budget is part of your fixed cost as running your business, and it's a cost that you reflect upon. Is it generating sales leads?
Yeah.
And I'm not talking about sales, and I know we had that conversation last week about that, because if it's creating you sales leads, it's down to your sales capabilities to progress them through the pipeline. So if the network and the networking event is creating opportunity, then that's a good investment. If you look back after having gone regularly, because don't expect one and results, and nothing is coming, let's just look back at our ideal client profiles and make sure that we're in the right place. It might be we just have to change our pitch. It might be that we just, have to change the emphasis on our messaging. It might be we have to do something outside of the networking event to raise our profile. But cost and time is something you should always be looking for. But the number one tip is set yourself a budget and make sure you count that in the fixed costs of your business.
I find sometimes, this is going to be a weird analogy, but sometimes networking can be a bit like gambling. You know, you put some money in, you don't win, and you start chasing it.
Yeah.
And same with networking, you go to a network, it doesn't get anything,
Like that.
and then you start chasing more networking events that you know people are at to try and get that sale.
Yeah. I mean, I love that. I hadn't thought of it in that way. I really do like it. I mean, I think the power of some of the groups is that you can see who's signed on.
Yeah.
So that might be part of your cost analysis. Have a look who's going.
Yeah.
And if actually the room is full of people that you know they're not right, then there is a choice not to do it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Finding the right meetings. I think that goes down to what we just said.
Yeah, I think it does. But finding the right meetings is I guess it's the purpose of the meeting as well, because there is a balance between business and learning. And then there is that other lens about sociability, just enjoying them, right? So the right meetings could be a combination of them all. Because I think one of the important parts of a networking event is that you enjoy it, right? And sometimes just going out for lunch or breakfast and having that different routine in your day is good for your mindset.
Yeah.
Because you're engaging with people,
Yeah.
you're talking about business issues. So the right meeting might not be leading to opportunities. It might be something you say, do you know what? This is in the community that I like. This is in the social group that I like. And therefore, as part of my cost of doing business, this is the right meeting for me.
You just got to bring in what we talked about before, haven't you? Cost and time. You just got to make sure you're careful on that with those type of meetings.
That's right.
But yeah, running all together. Next tip is, and I love this, the follow-up.
Yeah, and you all know me by now, and you're probably fed up with this statistic. But 48% of sellers do not follow up with prospects.
Oh.
You know, and actually, if you think about all the effort you've just gone to, right? You've decided you're going to go that is cost effective. You've prepped and taken everything with you, which has cost you money to produce to go. You know, and then you go to all that trouble, you make the connection, and then you don't follow up. And you might say, well, that's not me. Well, 48% of sellers do not follow up.
It's weird because I follow up. I always follow up.
But then it must be me that isn't.
Because you go to one of the network meetings, so the person that you spoke to has made it known that they like leaving the office to go and have meetings elsewhere, and they're open to opening their audience. So they're already open to following up and having more meetings with you.
Well, I think the point is, it's almost like, again, it's a mindset issue, that you start to convince yourself that wasn't genuine interest.
Yeah.
You start to convince yourself that actually I'm a bit busy doing other things and that wasn't a hot prospect. And I know, because I've had these thoughts myself, right? And I genuinely recognise where that comes from. But there is this point of just saying, right, let's build this into my CRM system if you have one, contact, where I met them, what their interests were, what product we spoke about, and then follow it up with some kind of call, email, whatever it is. But do follow up. Do follow up.
Okay, let's wrap all those up into our fifth top tip: set goals.
Well, yeah. And the reason I think this is really important is that you know that I like you to be able to measure everything and every element having some point that you can recognise success. And whenever I go to a networking event, I started off by thinking, oh look, I'm going to convert them into a paying client, which never happened. And the reason it never happened is because my mindset was already at the end game versus the incremental steps this person, the buyer, would have needed to go through. I talk about matching the buyer's journey. So I started to just change a little bit my mindset about when I go to an event, what do I want as a good outcome? And it generally now is make 3 meaningful contacts and take 1 meeting outside of the room. Like, that's in essence it.
So it's having a clear
target, yeah.
Setting your goals, making sure that your networking has a reason.
Yeah, because if you say you're going to talk to everybody and get everybody, well, you're not. You wouldn't have spoken to everybody. And if you are being regular in that network, you're going to go back.
Yeah, yeah.
So you've got another chance. So be realistic, be specific, and set yourself some goals.
Brilliant. So there's some really good top tips there for you to implement into your networking. Even if you think you're or maybe a veteran networker, I'm sure there's something there that you can take away. If you are a veteran networker, do share into the community.
Share.
Yeah, let us know. Let everyone know. If you have got the lots of networking experience, do help the others who haven't. We are going to finish this week talking about networking, and next week we're going to move on to being a leading voice.
Yeah.
Now, this is actually more important than it sounds. Everything we talked about today about being visual and authority figure in networking, being a leading voice will help you understand and guide you into be that person. So do tune in for more information next month. But continue on networking, let us know. Let us know everything about networking, what you do, how you do it, your frustrations. And Steve is around should you need any more help, do message him, do put your comments into the group. That's what it's there for. And that's what Steve wants to help you with. But from us two here, thank you so much. Have a great week. And personally, I look forward to seeing you next week. I'll speaking to you in the group. Have a great day.